Welcome to the pagan playground, where I swear to God my lawn, but the only time I can do this is when I'm doing laundry and things getting louder and louder and louder. We'll just pretend that spinning is the wheel of the year. This is week 4 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. How do you start your book? Getting over perfectionism, creating techniques. As far as I can understand the question, I think it's how you get to the point of, you know, once you've decided I'm going to have a book of shadows, what your next step is going to be. It's like trying to. Well, the way I pretty much do anything really is I pretty much just vomit research onto paper. So I just sort of like grab a piece of paper, or I'll have like a book, and I'm like, okay, I should and basically take notes out of what I'm reading. So I'm like, okay, well, this is relevant, and then I was like, okay, I want all the correspondences, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, oh, this is a good recipe, da-da-da, so that type of stuff. Hoard it all together, attempt to organize it in some logical fashion, and go, okay, I need a folder to put this in. There's a folder. So that's basically my method of how to start a book of shadows. Getting over perfectionism, which once I started, you know, I took the notes, and then I tried I printed up my own paper. It was like lined sheets of paper that I found like cool patterns. And I don't know if I have one in here to show you. Come on, you can do it. I don't think I have any in here, but I found like backgrounds, borders that were like pagan related, but I did it in like black and white because, you know, I'm a cheapskate. So I wrote it. It's like, well, you need to write your book of shadows by hand, and I'm like, even when you tried to have nice penmanship, it ain't happening with me. So it's like, and I looked back at this stuff, and I'm like, a 2-year-old can do better than this. This is just not my skill set. And there wasn't like I feel if you're gonna do it that way, you, like any artist, when you're making something, you have sort of a connection with the product, or at least what you're making. Some of you goes into it. There was no connection to me doing it. It was just sort of like, there was nothing. But my skill set is in desktop publishing. So I found a program that I'm doing this, what I would have done by hand, on the computer, where I will be using, you know, actual colored ink. And I have quite a few pages set up already. So, in the feeling I would have gotten, that I would have expected doing it by hand, I get digitally. So, you know, I'm doing that. So that's kind of how I got over. I was like, well, I don't want to have to deal with like the handwriting stuff, you know, because I felt like it would have to be perfect and artsy, and I can draw and stuff like that, but that's just not where my instincts are. So I put it towards, you know, what fit better. I was going to do the broader one, but apparently that doesn't want to work on that computer. So I have like a computer specifically kind of for that stuff-ish. But like I said, desktop publishing, so you can have, you put your pictures here, and I find stuff online, on like Pinterest mostly, or I'll look up, okay, I need a picture for a star, and you'll come up against a bunch of, you know, star stuff. Well, like I showed you before. This is what I do. And having it in these kind of pages, yes, I know it's plastic, but if you're here having cakes and ale, you're not schmutzing all over your paper. And I do try to use nicer paper, though. So, you know, I take it seriously because I want to do it, you know, because it's a meaningful thing to do. You don't just want to, you know, grab a bunch of random notebooks and here it is, even though that's just as okay as doing this. It's like, do what's you know? There's no set way of doing a Book of Shadows. Like, some people will have these big fancy bound books, like art books, and they'll do like glue things in. I've seen like gorgeous ones, and I'm like, I want to do that, but that's just not what's going to work with me. So this is what I do. You know, as far as like creative techniques, like I said, this is, you know, I spend far too much time just worrying about the font, okay? I am not joking. It's like, I forgot, I think, this is like a medieval one, but you can kind of read it. So, yeah. You should enjoy adding things to your Book of Shadows. In some ways, you're building a relationship with it. I mean, it sounds weird, but, you know, this is something you're going to be interacting with a lot. And that's, at least with me, the thing, that's why I don't like those, like, hardbound books, because I want to say, okay, this spell doesn't work, or, you know, this ritual needs to change, I'm doing things a little differently. Adios. And you can redo things, you can add things, subtract things. You know, I like the shifting part of it. So, so as far as like starting a Book of Shadows, don't look at it as like the greater whole. Just pick a little spot and go, okay, I'm interested in this right now, like crystals or something like that. Research and take notes on crystals. Okay, once you get kind of things settled down, you can like rewrite it in whatever form you want, draw the crystal, whatever, and sort of make it a little neater, and then put it in your book, and then tackle something else. And then once you start seeing a pattern, of course this is again the way my brain works, you know, you can start building, you know, chapters to your books. You know, it all depends on you. Make what's you. Make something that you want to return to all the time and go, ooh, you know, I can't wait to open my book. It's you're writing your favorite book, basically. So, I should probably stop rambling now, right? Yes. So, that is my long, complicated answer to week 4. No, yes. How to start your book, getting over perfectionism and creative techniques. So, and as my which was going to be the first week, because I wasn't quite sure when this was going to get started, my DIY folder, there's an idea right there of, you know, making a plain folder, even with a plastic canvas, yours. You know, even doodle a pentagram on it with permanent marker. You know, there's infinite things you can do. So do what makes you happy. Thank you for watching. Do remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. And blessed be.